Welcome back to the show and a very happy St Patrick's Day to you. It is 8:15 now. Well, we want you to take a look at this. Look familiar?
Daddy, I want a squirrel. Get me one of those squirrels. I want one.
All right, Pet. Daddy will get you a squirrel just as soon as he possibly can.
But I don't want any old squirrel. I want a trained squirrel.
Very well. Mr. Wonka, how much do you want for one of these squirrels? Name your price.
They're not for sale. She can't have one.
It gets ugly after that. Well, if that could be your children, maybe you're spoiling them with too much praise. A new study has found that too much praise and not enough criticism could actually harm normal development and help breed a generation of little monsters. Child psychologist Kimberley OBrien is here to explain. Good morning to you, Kimberley.
Hi, Lisa.
The idea being that too much praise can damage your children. How does that work? Because we're always told positive reinforcement is a really good thing.
Yes, and I think positive reinforcement is good, but we've also got to look at setting boundaries and having rules and consequences for behaviour, because if it's all about ignoring the negative and just praising the child, they really don't know what's not okay, and so this can lead to social problems later in life.
As parents, do we have a tendency to fuss too much around our children these days?
I think there's sort of a growing increase in child-centred households or a child-focused approach, which means that the child is often directing the family life, and parents can be just appeasing their child, and they become permissive parents and almost on the verge of pleading with their kids to do the right things when they're in supermarkets or even at home, to eat the last mouthful so they can have the ice cream. But even if they don't eat the last mouthful, sometimes they get the ice cream anyway.
Maybe we don't rely enough on our instincts, which I think our parents and our grandparents had a tendency to do. We worry too much about whether or not we're doing the right thing.
Yes.
But there's got to be something between praise and criticism. And what is that middle ground?
Yes, look, I think it's so important for parents to find that balance, because parents feel guilty really easily if they do start to follow through with consequences. They think, oh, I'm being a bad mum, maybe I should reward them for that little thing they did. So,
and then the kid either has a tantrum or won't speak to you or threatens to run away.
Yes.
So how should you deal with that?
It's important to go to parent workshops, and at the Quirky Kid Clinic we offer a program around raising kids with praise, and so getting that balance right, and to reward kids when they do the right thing, and to also look at things like saying, you've studied really hard, you deserve to do well in that test, not just you're a clever girl or, you know, you look pretty today, but that kids do exercise and they look healthy, so you sort of outline what the behaviour is that you're looking for so that you get the desired results.
Well, let's have a look at some tips that I know you've got on how to find that exact balance.
Yeah, so it's important to consider your child's age. So if they're 2 and throwing tantrums, that's quite age appropriate. Also reward good behaviour, so kids know what they're actually looking for.
What's a good reward though? That's always difficult.
Steer clear of material rewards and go for family experiences, and have family meetings once a week so that kids, you know what you're working towards as a family and what's not okay. So maybe target one behaviour like picking towels off the bathroom floor or putting washing in the basket. So that's the target behaviour for that week, and families focus on that, and then they receive a positive reward at the end of the week.
Next one, the type of praise, be balanced.
Yeah, be balanced in your praise. So it's not all about you did really well, but you're also looking at what the kids don't do so well. So criticism's not always such a bad thing. You're looking at trying to improve where they need improving. Allow your kids to make mistakes as well, because it's not all about perfection. You don't want to create an anxious generation.
Which can obviously be a problem. And then avoid being overly critical. So that's kind of tipping it in the other direction.
Yes, and that's sort of along the lines of parents that are a little bit too punitive. Sometimes parents are yelling too much or threatening to smack or threatening to throw the toys in the bin, and those sorts of really extreme responses often get the opposite result with behaviour. So definitely being fair and setting really appropriate rules and responsibilities within the household so that kids are praised but within reason.
Parenthood. It's a minefield out there.
Definitely.
Thanks a lot for that advice, Kimberley. Really good stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks. Back to you, Carl.
Taking it all in, Lisa.
We're taking notes.